What I think is pretty interesting about this is the selection of targets. You and I have both studied in the past people targeting government websites at moments of conflict. Do you want to talk about what happened, and also how you became a cyber warrior for Russia briefly during the Russian accession war?
Well, I mean, we have observed several cases of, again, what pundits like to call cyber warfare in the past, and Russia has been significantly implicated in both of them. So the first case, of course, with the cyber attacks on Estonia in 2007, when Russia and Estonia were squabbling basically over a Soviet-era monument which was about to be moved by Estonian authorities, and that triggered a lot of very heated discussions. And supposedly many Russian hackers and just ordinary internet users decided to go after Estonian websites and try to slow them down and make them unavailable. And they actually succeeded, and that did cause quite a lot of damage in Estonia, particularly given that some of their online banking websites, for example, were made unavailable, so people couldn't make any transactions online. However, what we also saw last year were cyber attacks on Georgian targets. While Russia and Georgia were fighting a war in South Ossetia, we basically saw the same situation happening, that many Russian internet users and bloggers were basically exchanging tips on how to organize a denial of service attack on a list of Georgian targets. And there was actually a particular website called Stop Georgia where people could share data on whether particular targets are still online or whether they have already been taken down. So there was a fair amount of coordination happening between the attackers. And I basically decided to try it myself. So I followed all of the instructions and I installed a little software in my computer, which then enabled me to input a target, and I hit start, and that was it. I knew that my computer was basically playing a role, maybe a minor role, but still a role in attacking the Georgian websites, right? And then I wrote up an account of that for Slate, and I think it actually, my whole point with doing that was to show how easy it is for an average internet user to basically participate and, in some cases even to organize cyber attacks. And since then I've actually studied this field quite closely, and I've found that, offers to rent capacity to launch a cyber attack is actually, they could be bought on eBay. So whenever eBay fails to police their own offers closely, there are occasionally cases where people say, you pay me $500 and I help you to organize a cyber attack with the botnet of a given capacity, on a given target.